Welcome back, guys. In this video we will talk about the importance of time in a man's life. All my life I have heard that nobody appreciates time. A man's greatest enemy is his time, because time is something that we cannot control. Time is constantly passing. Indeed, managing time and understanding time is a very important thing in a man's life. But to build a successful business, good looking body or something, you need time. You need nearly 10 years or more. If you want to build a high level business, you need more than 12 years. Now, no matter how much you hurry and you start to rush, you need to put 12 years of dedicated work. That's not a short time. You have to use time correctly, especially as a man. You can't waste 12 years, because that 12 years is important to build your life in a good way. So let's say you are 23 and you are not in shape and you are not wealthy, what is almost impossible in this age. Of course, you can be in shape by 23, but to be wealthy or rich is nearly impossible. You only had 5 years to improve. You think that because you don't understand that you have a fuck ton of time, and the only thing you need is just use the time correctly. And at 23 you are a big child. Think about it. 1 to 18 or 90 is just a waste of time. You can't do anything on your own. You can't have a job. You can't do anything properly. You just can build your body maybe at some level, but bone and muscle mass peak at 29, 30. So you are just a child. You're not even considered as a proper man. And 23, you are just improved child. If you improve at the time, you have 5 years. It's just a normal thing if you are not wealthy and you are not in a very good shape at 23. As I said, life starts after 18. Because you can do something, but if you didn't use the time correctly, at 23, you are a nobody. But understand that that's not a problem, because in average, as I said, 12 years to build a meaningful and successful business, very good physique. So let's say you are 23, at 35 you will become an adult male and you will be rich and in a very good shape. That's a very good deal if you start at 25, at 23. So how you can actually use time? So let's say you want to start a business and you start thinking about how you are going to make it to work. And in this situation, you have the right mindset that time is your friend and you don't rush. You just think. Let's say you're working in a 9 to 5 job and you are constantly thinking and planning for the next week, next month, or years ahead. You spend 6 months about strategizing these things. And you're still working that 9 to 5 factory job. And let's say you just only think 1 hour per day. So 1 hour per day you just sit there and think about how this business idea is gonna work. And that's all. You continue your normal life. After 6 months, if I did the math correctly, it's minimum. So let's say it's minimum 180 hours. You spend 180 hours just calculating every single detail you need to be aware to build a business, to build a successful, to be a good entrepreneur, and think every single detail. But just put 1 hour of solid work per day. So to understand what I say now, let's take a simple example. Let's say there's man A and man B. They are both 23. A man A see in a social media that every single person at his age is a very successful, have a very good life, get every girl what they want, and they're rich, they're in shape and all this shit. And what he do? He starts panicking. He just think that time against him, start to make emotionally based decisions. He just start rushing because he think he have a limited time window. And he's active, he's disciplined, he do everything. He work his bollocks off. and rushing every single decision and making even meaningless deals, and his life is going to be a mess. And after a year, his every single decision is gonna make some progress, but he's stressed as fuck when he's 24 years old. And maybe in this 1 year period, he is built a little successful business. It's making $1,000 per month. He making with this his own business. But as I said, he's stressed as fuck, and they say he's worked 16 hours per day. He's can be a good shape because he haven't got the time to build a physique, because if you work 16 hours per day, you just can't. You need to rest, you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to go to the gym and all these things. You just haven't had the time to do that. And there's Man B. Man B just sit down and concentrate. When he see all of these young men of his generation, and he just didn't understand why all these men is rushing and panicking. He saw why the previous generation fucked up, and he learned from them. He's not making as fast decisions as Man A, but he's calculating and trying to make every single decision as good as possible. So he spent a lot of time thinking and strategizing and learning, and actually learning different skills and achieving different type of mindsets. So he learned that be in a good position in life, you need money, you need a good shape, and you need some assets. And yeah, that's pretty much all what you need in life. He is not stressed. He just start learning how to invest in crypto, trading, or how to make content. Basically, he spends a fuck ton of time on different things, like learning and working. But he's not rushing. For example, he's not aimed to make 5 pieces of content per week. He's making only 1 or 2. But at the end of the day, he have a clear mental health after 10 years. And that's what is matter. Because after 10 years, if your head is just a mess, you are not in a good shape, or you can't have the balance. Because at some point, you can have the balance. Because if you can't make a little amount of balance, you're gonna fuck up. That's how it works. You can't just waste your time on meaningless shit. But you also can't rush everything because you think you don't have time. You need time to figure out some things. Like, for example, if you go to the gym, the first half year is just going to the gym and learn how the things work, how this machine, that machine, how the human body works, how you can train properly, how you can get the hypertrophy, what is the meaning of the food, the calories, the macros. All these things are essential for building a good body. And also resting and how sleeping works. And you need to learn all this shit to build a good body. You need to learn at some level how to cook. And yeah, that's just the part. But the first half year, you just need to spend like learning the good form and how the machines work. That's all. But the truth is, always gonna be a man who's stronger than you in the gym. But life is pretty much played long run. So just think about it. If that man is gonna stay in 10 years time, you have the ability to outlive him. You have the ability if you are staying 10 years time. And after 10 years he quit and you are still there, you win. And he's not, because he quit. And this is how time is worked. Time is like a rarity factor. Like at 21, every single man has relatively good physique compared to how he's gonna look like in his 40s. If he didn't go to the gym, he still have a relatively good physique. If he just put a little bit amount of work, he have something. But by the time pass, let's say in 10 years time, if he didn't put the work in, he's gonna look like shit, and I'm gonna look like the best form that I gonna ever imagine. Like, this is how it works. So think ahead and accept the fact that time is your friend. It didn't even matter how old are you. Time is your friend. You don't need to rush all fucking day, because your mind is gonna be a chaos. And when your mind is fucked, your life is fucked. So, good time management and also concentrating and strategizing for the long run. That's the importance.